Guess what? There were 5 that ruled the world at one point in a certain game. The Patriots.
Okay. I thought you were going to say Final Fantasy. The Counting Sheep podcast is brought to you by Never Could Be Too Prepared.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of Counting Sheep. My name is Sheep, as always, if you've been following this podcast. Although we did lose 3 subscribers the other day for some reason. I don't know why.
It's because Ruben wasn't on all of them.
I know.
Wait,
I know.
Information.
Wait, whoa. Who are these motherfuckers?
I don't know. It says we went from 9 to 6 subscribers now.
Bullshit.
Yo, it's probably... Never mind. I'm not going to say while it's rolling.
Yeah.
I'll just type it in show.
I know who you're going to say to.
To my right?
Yeah.
Elizabeth.
That's actually to your left. Right?
This is no
He
longer.
pointed.
This is no longer theater of the mind.
Sorry, dude, but like, when you say to your right, I'm expecting him to say something.
Well, no, it's always to the left. So let's just
Say
keep
it with
going.
your chest!
Ruben.
I'm sorry. I saw Kevin Hart. Oh, sorry.
I know. How funny is that?
Dude, that
though?
guy is great.
That guy is
Let's take that from
hysterical.
the top. You're
From the left.
Elizabeth.
Brian Rubin, your Minister of Information.
Matt. Just Matt.
Just M-A-double-T. Can I borrow your microwave from Hot
Actually,
Pockets?
in
I
entirety.
give it right back.
It is Matthew, and you switch that around, like all the letters, you get Wetum. I'm pretty sure that's a company somewhere in Sweden.
Oh, you're probably
I just
right.
like the
Yeah.
fact that when we were talking about Bauer, when we were talking about Bauer the
Behind my
first
back.
time on one mic, you were like, mouth through owl Bauer, and Travis called you out on it. It was pretty funny. The first
Oh, he
episode,
called you
like,
out.
Matt Bauer, like that. But the reason why you heard that very interesting noise from before was that was actually my bolt-action Mosin Nagant 9130 Soviet rifle that was making that noise, because there was a ridiculously bad home invasion the other day in Valley Stream, actually North Valley Stream, as north as you can possibly get. You know where we go to get the pizza at Gino's Pizzeria?
Yeah, you know
It was
Gino.
right around there, like that.
Yeah.
Like Gino's is like borderline Elmont,
Mm.
where the
Oh.
police station is. So apparently, according to and also one of my brother's friends lives down there. These kids came in, a group of kids armed to the nines, came into a house, tied up the 4 children or the 4 kids that were
What?
inside the house,
Oh my god.
and then like held them hostage, and then they had a shootout with the cops, and the cops like killed 2 of them. Like a gut, like serious. Then they thought it was gang related
Does
because
the kids survive?
like no, I guess yeah. I think everybody survived. Like the people that were
The hostages.
Yeah, the hostages survived. Yes, they saved the VIP like in Counter Strike.
Mr. President.
But I just
So
think
there was only kids?
well, yeah, I think it was kids because they said it was gang related because it either was a drug house that the kids were raiding for money, or it was the opposite way around. It was just gang violence, like other people fighting other gangs or something like
Oh,
that.
this is a dispute. Usually what happens, let me fill you in on the gang lifestyle, because I was watching Gangland at work today, so I know about this. Guys are probably intruding on their drug territory, and like, a whole block, that's a couple $1,000s right there, that's taking food off someone's table, so sometimes motherfuckers got to get got.
That is our Minister of Information.
Listen, when I say Minister of Information, I cover all topics except for mathematics. I'll leave that to Baker.
I think they said mathematics. And I was like, that is clever wordplay.
I did say mathematics.
No, but he's mathematics.
Oh,
like-
mathematics.
Like,
No, I know-
Robert won.
I know a little bit about math.
But yeah, so I mean, that's a lot of. You know what? The other thing too is the.
No, I would never expect that. I mean, I don't really know Valley Stream though, but that's like some serious shit.
It is.
That's like straight out of Compton.
But I mean, the hostages were kids, right?
I'll get them.
You said?
Close the door.
Yeah. Well, no, not in the sense of kids of like a little younger than you,
They were like teenagers,
18.
Oh,
You know.
I
That's so
thought they were
cute.
like little kids in the
Mm-mm.
house. I'm like, why?
Yeah, give me your money, son.
Nah.
Run your pockets. Get that lunch money.
Break yourself
Yo, I gotta get that chocolate milk later.
by myself. One gun.
bed, one bed, one pillowcase.
One gun, starring Chris Mario.
Yo, could you take a time out just to give a big shout out to Kevin Hart? I know
Mhm.
you're not listening, but like, you are hilarious.
Yeah, he's absolutely hilarious.
Oh my god, I wish I knew about him earlier. That dude cracks me up.
You should listen to
Uncle Richie Jr. Man, every time I talk about Uncle Richie Jr., I lose it.
the one that you're referencing is
Seriously funny.
seriously funny.
But I saw his
and
new one a few days ago.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, that's the first one.
The
I saw.
documentary one, right?
No, it's just a new stand-up special. It's Laugh at My Pain. It's great.
Yes,
Oh, it's
yes.
hysterical.
The other one before, or right around the same time as the other one that you saw, the other one that you mentioned,
Yeah, seriously funny.
is called "I'm a Really Tall Short Man" or something like that.
Oh,
like,
Little Big Man or
yeah,
something?
something like
Yeah.
that. Really funny stuff. He talks about an ostrich in that one. It's hysterical.
Oh,
Big
really?
ass man pigeon.
Yeah, he looks like Chris Rock. He looks like a short,
He does.
chubby Chris Rock.
And
And he
he-
repeats himself. You know, Chris Rock says the same thing and says it again louder
Yeah.
with his chest.
He looks like a little bit like Kanye and Chris Rock.
Yeah, it's Kanye
Very
Chris
much
Rock.
of like a Kanye physique and like
And style of
hair
dress.
and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like what I was saying about the whole thing, the reason why I bring up the guns and it's obviously like a horrible horrible home invasion story, but do you know that the handgun permits have been up on like the rise like in this country? Like people are buying more firearms than ever in this country
It's fear consumption.
because of like 2011, 2012 and all this other nonsense with like the end of the world and then like the uprisings that are happening in this country and uprisings that are happening in other countries. But apparently also there's a short of bullets.
What?
Like,
All these guns, no
specifically,
bullets.
I think handgun bullets. I'm
Like-
not sure. I'm probably wrong on this, but there is a
Listen,
shortage
man.
of bullets.
I know one thing. These gun companies are profiting from these gun sales. The bullet companies, we gotta make more motherfucking bullets.
Mhm.
Like, you know,
Who do you think's making more money, the bullet company or the tobacco company? It seems pretty close right now.
Well, I mean, it's the
That's a good question, man. I'll have to get back to you.
ATF. You have to look up alcohol, tobacco, and firearms.
What would I gotta look up about those motherfuckers? Those,
Huh?
those pigs with big badges.
Well, you know that we sell a large amount of guns to the Mexican police and law enforcement.
A lot of good that's doing.
Because of the narcocracy that's being run down there.
Narcocracy, good word.
They take the AR-15, which shoots the standard NATO round, 223, and what they do is they make this thing called the uppers on the gun can be taken off. So that means you can take out the barrel very easily.
Oh, put a
So
bigger
what
barrel?
they do is they put in this thing called the Bushmaster system. Instead of shooting a 223, it shoots a 45
What?
long, like not like a long cold round, but it shoots a 45.
Yeah, but that bullet's
bullet.
bigger and better than two.
Because
two-
they need it to take out. Because the whole joke with the Model 1911 handgun from Winchester, from Smith and Wesson.
It's cold. It's cold.
Oh, it's Colt. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Colt Model
I could have
1911.
had one of those too. My grandma
Beautiful.
sold it.
Beautiful.
Grandma
handgun.
sold that
I
shit.
would love to own that.
It's from World War II.
The whole joke about the 45 is that the whole joke was if you fire it at a tank, if you fire it at an oncoming truck, it'll put rounds through the engine block and stop that truck dead in
Yeah,
tracks.
it's like pop, pop,
So
pop.
that's why there's a shortage of the Bushmaster system, because the Mexican government is buying all these up to take out the original 223 and put in the new because it's lawlessness down there. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, they straight don't give a fuck.
Mm.
Probably selling it back to the drug dealers, though.
Do you think people
You
would be
probably
going
right.
after bear arms? Because, I mean, that's what's in the Constitution, right? There's no shortage of bear arms.
Well, I mean, the Constitution. It's a really interesting topic because a lot of people are complete gun nuts, and then there's people like me who are just regular, people that just want to, just have fun with them and be responsible and whatnot.
Thank you so much.
But
I was actually talking about real bear arms.
Oh, sorry.
I know, my brother. My brother has that shirt, right?
Oh, there's an actual shirt.
There's a right. There's,
Don't
it says,
tell
it
him
says,
that.
It says "right to bear arms," and it's just a guy in a business suit with bear arms.
That's amazing. I think
Yeah.
I've seen that one before.
All right, well, we'll skip on the gun topics.
I
and
just
whatnot.
gotta hunt a
I
bear
have
and
a
take its
shirt.
arms, that's all.
Mhm.
You know,
Did
put
you
the
remember
arms
the
up on the wall
bear?
just like with a head mounted.
It was a
Shut up.
gun.
No.
It's a pun saying right to bear arms, and it's the
I didn't
right
know that.
hand with the bear.
Mm.
You make the double pun.
Alright, you know what
That's
I would
hysterical.
like?
Yeah.
Unless we're rather conclusive with the gun topic, I'd like
Mhm.
to move on to subject B. Which
What
would
is
be,
subject B? Damn it. good.
Yeah, I
a
know.
little word that I'm sure the whole world has heard about.
Yo,
it's more of an acronym.
Real quick, Alpine Spring and Peachos continue.
Oh,
That's all you
dude,
need to know.
I just had one.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's
god.
fantastic. It's fantastic. Sorry, it's fantastic.
SOPA.
Okay, yes.
I'm
Hot
glad
button
you mentioned
topic.
that. I actually called my congressman.
Mm.
And
You actually called?
I got
Nice.
politically active.
I saw your
well,
post.
He didn't answer because I guess it was a little late. I called him again. The secretary answered. And I'm like, hey, listen, Mr. Secretary, I'm just calling to urge Congressman, whatever the hell your name is, to vote against SOAP and the IPI because I think it's whack. And he's like, don't worry, son. He's actually against it. I'm like, well, thank God.
And then you just heard like this, like, yeah, get him, son. Yeah, son. Listen
Yeah.
to this, son.
But I heard it was voted down, right? It was.
Yeah, well,
Oh, I said I heard. I said I heard.
today that was what I got an email of, is that Congress has been, wow, the whole world, is like
No, was
blown
that-
away and offended, so we're backing down. That's what they say, but I'm on the same wavelength as you.
No,
where It's just fucking...
Originally, what happened was
cover-up.
this.
Oh,
is-
these are chocolate filled?
Wait, you
I don't mean
racist
to complain.
motherfucker? No, put that shit in your mouth.
No, let's go.
Close your mouth from digging on the yard.
I like a lack of segregation in my cookies.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, someone take the weights. Hold on, is there really a dick behind me? Because I ain't gonna work out. I pay my membership like everybody else. But
What are you thinking?
originally, what happened is that Congress was ramrodding it through, and just like everything, no one reads it because everybody knows that they don't read the bills because the bills are like hundreds and hundreds of pages long.
That's for a reason. That's why.
So,
Well, I heard they were really trying to push us out before the public heard about it. Like, that was the big thing, and then eventually it leaked out, and then, like, bam.
well, you understand that they've been trying to do this for years. This goes back
Yeah.
all the way to the invention of the VCR. You
Oh,
know that,
really?
right?
I didn't know that. For
Okay.
I just
No,
thought
no,
since
no, no.
internet.
I'll
I'm
give
just
you a-
taping shit off.
Give you a quick
VCR.
lesson. When the VCR first came out,
Yeah.
the motion picture industry and all the people that have like the copyrights to all this thing flipped the fuck out because they were like, what stops people from getting
Yeah.
somehow the biggest thing was recording their TV show. They're like, they don't have the right to this TV show. Like, this is insane. Why would you sell a home product that has this?
Mhm.
They're like, this is ludicrous. And then eventually they're like, hey, assholes, this is not like, this can't be proven in court. Like, fuck you. Like, and they threw it out of court.
Yeah.
What happened with DVDs? Same thing that happened with CD players. DVDs, you can't burn. I remember it distinctly when the first DVD player came out. They're like, this is an abomination. And they're like, dude, we threw this out with VHSs. Like, give me a break. Like, what the fuck? And I don't think it happened with DVRs. Correct me if I'm wrong, or tell me I'm wrong through our
DVRs?
wall on Facebook.
Why? How is that different from DVDs?
Well, DVRs because it's just like you have it. You can DVR any. I mean, look. Here how it ultimately works. Now, especially when people are paying cable bills and like they have cable packages and whatnot. Like, if you're paying for a cable package, like I'm paying for the HBO package. Excuse me. Then that means I have a right to that content because I'm paying for it. Same thing when they originally said about the pirating of MP3s.
Yeah.
They're like, it's all well and good to pirate as long as you have a physical copy that you've already bought of the disc and you're just backing it up. Because before CD burners,
Yeah.
everybody was pirating. I remember paying my friend.
used to, like, make tapes or shit.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
I remember paying my friend $10 for him to burn me a CD at like 1x write speed,
Wow.
and it would take like a half an hour to burn an entire CD.
The CD burner looked like a VCR, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I used to do it for people all the time.
Those
So, like,
are
give me
fun.
a CD,
No,
a
dude.
CD, whatever, and I'll do it for you.
I mean,
No.
I never charged money for it, but like.
No, you're my friend. Because the CDs were not cheap, dude.
Yeah, they're expensive.
They were like $15 for 5.
Well, then they should just pay for only the CD.
Dude, check it out.
You're a horrible businessman, Barry.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's not right to
Oh, you
sell.
still got it? Yeah, you still got it.
It's not right to sell copywritten content that's not yours. I firmly believe in that. But if you're just taking things, that's a whole nother matter.
That's where you get into Mass Effect 2 disc.
Oh no.
Okay, I don't have the disc for it, but I want to take a picture of this. This is an original burned disc from like '97.
Eddie, oh my god!
Can you take a picture of this?
Yo, who's the cute one? They had like one band member who
I think it might have been the drummer wasn't cute at
No,
all.
she was fat.
Yeah.
Did
Yo.
you have Kitty?
Yeah, absolutely. 97. I told you it was 97. Anyway, getting back to the whole thing. So, That's probably what's something that came up as far as like if you have a TV, then you have a right to record anything.
Yeah.
Again, same thing. The reason why
Do you think?
and the
McCoy-
NFL has this is
What?
under the express written consent of the NFL, and any distribution or public or televising this game without the express written consent is prohibited.
Yeah.
Every sports match does it. Why do you think my father? It tells me all the time. He's like, "Oh man," he goes, "You know how lucky we are." Like, he goes, "Dude, watching the games was impossible. Like because I'm a big Islanders fan, so we're talking. He always reminisces about the playoffs, the 4 playoffs in a row that they won
And the good old
cup.
days
Yeah,
of bloody
Absolutely.
hockey fights.
How he had to go to the bar because only the bar had HBO. Because the HBO package was relatively new and it was very expensive.
Yeah.
So that was another lure to get the people to go to the bar. It's like, want to watch the fight? Go to HBO.
Yeah.
Want to watch?
They get a couple drinks,
go
bam.
to
There you
go
go.
to the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So getting back to SOPA, they were it's the same thing. It's the same exact thing that they're trying to do, but now they have a large corporation backing it.
Is it Clear Channel?
A lot of them, CBS. I actually, it was funny you're bringing up SOPA. I just watched a very interesting documentary. Not documentary. A very interesting article from a guy on the internet who was saying how
bet it
CBS
looked good in
is a
those pictures.
big backer of the SOPA bill,
Yeah.
and CNET, a website that I love, is a huge backer of this as well. Like not, like in the shadows, like.
Yeah. Not up front.
Do you know that they used to, and they still do, because I watched the weekly rundown or whatever they call it. It's called the Buzz Report on CNET.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that they had on, because Download.com is owned by CNET, which is then owned by CBS.
No, I didn't know any of these websites.
Download.com was
It's
one
the
of the
chain of
premier
command.
shareware and
Yes.
freeware sites back in the day.
Like,
But now it's CNET Download.com. Do you know that they openly advertised Pirate Bay and torrenting websites, but yet they're linked to CBS and SOPA?
I did not know that.
They openly talk about Pirate Bay and torrenting files all the time.
yeah.
And they give, and there was even another link that this guy had as late as 2010 for a software program to piggyback on top of your torrent files so you don't get caught for piracy.
Really?
Well, isn't that similar to Pure Guardian in that sense?
Well, see, here's the thing that I've always said about Pure Guardian, and I've said about virus scans. I didn't talk about this last night when Elizabeth and I were talking about it. I haven't. This is a big alert because people are shocked. So get ready to guess. I haven't ran a virus scan since 2004 on my computer. I have no virus protection at all. Up until 2007, 2008, I didn't have a web encryption on my Wi-Fi. I run open. It doesn't matter because
I used up till now.
because back in the day, think about it. When you ran Norton on your computer, it was always like eating up so much RAM and so much space in your computer. Your computer would boot up in a day and a half. That's why everybody said that Macs were better and at loading from a dead start, and everything. And PCs were crap. So the Pure Guardian is the exact same thing that I feel about virus scans. Is that virus scans? Who do you think are producing the viruses, and who do you think are producing the antivirus for that?
It's the same company.
Fucking people.
Umbrella.
Makes sense.
How is that?
Umbrella.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's another topic we need to get into. After
I heard
this.
about
Resident
this
Evil?
too.
Oh, Resident Evil 6. Oh gosh,
I hear bad things.
we'll get
Okay,
into
well, just
debate
in
after
general,
this.
so that's the
Let's
same
wrap
thing
this
about
first.
Pure Guardian. It's like Pure Guardian ultimately just gives me fake false peace of mind.
Yeah.
Is that give me a break? There's this one company out there that's going to be more holier than thou and say we're going to block everything and all these things so you don't get caught or busted for illegal downloads. Give me a fucking break.
Yeah, come
Those
on.
people are probably doing the exact same thing on the back end of like how do you think adware? Same thing with the drug company. The drug company will refuse to cure a disease completely. Why would they make a miracle drug to cure cancer
Yeah,
or a
you
certain type of cancer?
You
There's
make
no
money on the
in
cure.
that.
Yeah,
You make
true.
money on the comeback.
Yeah, exactly. When was the last time you heard of a ginormous vaccination against something? Polio,
Polio, yeah.
smallpox, people still get chicken pox. So going back to SOPA, now that they have a financial backing and a financial stakeholder, because if you notice, everything is owned by Viacom.
Yeah.
Everything. Even Columbia. Who was the company last night that did the girl with the dragon tattoo? Paramount. or Columbia.
Oh,
Oh,
you-
MGM.
You guys saw that?
MGM, yeah,
good
it's
movie.
MGM.
It's so fucking
It's
wild.
Viacom. It's got to be a Viacom.
Wouldn't be surprised.
So
Paramount is a Viacom. I don't know what MGM
And I think Sony is owned by Viacom as well, right?
everything is.
Yeah. Everybody named Mama owned by motherfucking Viacom.
It's very funny. Quick little interesting fact. About 20 years ago, there was 50 major companies or something like that.
Now
Just
it's
putting
5,
out-
right?
And now there's like 5
Yeah.
that own everything. That own everything.
You know what? Guess what? There were 5 of that ruled the world at one point in a certain game. The Patriots.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say Final Fantasy.
No.
But so the thing with SOPA is that now they have a financial backing and they're trying to squeak it through Congress, like what they did with the new bill that they just passed that Obama passed.
Yeah.
About how America's now a war zone and they can call in the troops anytime they want.
The NDAA?
Do you know when they passed that?
A couple months ago, right?
You know what date? No, but do you know what specific day they passed it?
Hitler's birthday?
The same exact day that they passed the Federal Reserve Act, December 31st.
Ooh, that's a good day to pass bills. Everyone's trying to party.
It was around this. I take it back. Don't
No.
quote me on this. I think it was Christmas Eve that they passed the Federal Reserve Act when half of Congress was away, and it went through. December 31st is when that bill that now makes America a war zone. Think about it. They passed it on New Year's fucking Eve.
It's the best time to pass a
New
bill.
Year's
Yeah.
fucking Eve. They fucking did this.
What exact? Now I know that they can treat Americans as like as a terrorist with no rights and lock you up without giving you a trial. That's like,
Yeah.
But the ultimate thing is now they don't even have to declare martial law. They can just go, it's martial law. Like they can come into this house right now and quarantine this house off and go, this is now Valley Stream is under martial law. This house is under martial law. They've already done it. They did it to a They did it to a potential terrorist out in the West. This little kid, I think he was like 15, 16 years old, and they just took him away. They came in the middle of the night, and apparently he had like American flag stuff all over the place, and they thought he was a supposed terrorist. They're already extraditing under SOPA. They're already extraditing people from the UK to be tried here. UK citizens to be tried here, and then put in jail. They're already extradited. This guy he's got backing from independent backers. This ridiculously rich guy. It says I'm paying all of his legal fees, like that. I don't give a fuck. He's
Good.
like, this guy's not becoming the scapegoat and the poster boy for SOPA.
How the fuck do you get anyone from UK over?
He posted links, didn't host it. He posted links to copyrighted material, like that.
I do. People do that shit all the time
Like
on Facebook.
that.
What was it the guy who ran fucking?
He's like
the Occupy?
he's a young kid.
No,
He's just a young kid.
Oh, you're
Look
talking
at-
about the
you can-
15-year-old still.
No,
Just 'cause he has
no.
links?
No, this is a totally different story. This is the first act under SOPA. Right.
Yeah, I did hear that. Like, if you post a link to something like through Facebook, or if you're talking about like how to download or rip a CD or whatever, like they'll go after you if that's passed.
But the thing is, the ultimate thing is that you can't even have links to it.
Mm.
And now, what the people who back SOPA are saying that we won't use it to be
No, bullshit.
we
That's what
won't
they
use
say.
it we won't use it to be what is the word I'm looking for?
Intrusive.
They wouldn't abuse
Yeah.
it, but it's
We
a
won't
vague
abuse
ass
the power.
sounding law.
Bullshit.
It's what I call a Hitler law. It's vague and you can do anything.
Not only
under
that,
it.
but
Bullshit.
Once
NDAA
this
is also a
inevitably
Hitler law. FCC, I hope you fucking
this
kids come to my house. I'll
inevitably-
kill you.
when this inevitably does become passed, though, it's only a matter of time until the rest of the countries follow too. In that sense, like there was this video I saw that I'm sure
But it's
everyone
going to be
else has seen.
nationwide though.
It's
It's not gonna-
nationwide, but
yeah.
it's going to eventually spread like a virus across.
Of course.
Yeah, because that means
They
that it's
they
like, hey,
spoke
we
about
can't
that
control our
today
people.
too.
Yeah.
But the other thing is the reason why they think that people are going to abuse this power is because
Why not? Right?
not only now what it does is it's exactly like the international trade agreements where it's like if I don't think that I think you're hindering if you China and me United States think that you are hindering on my free trade, I can sue you. A country can sue someone else. It's the same thing it's the same exact thing with SOPA. If I think that this website is infringing on it, I can go to the government. The government doesn't even have to look up. Say like Matt Bauer has a website and you like SOPA and Ruben has a website. If you go, hey government, I think Ruben's doing something that's against this law, the government doesn't have to look it up. They can just stop it.
Yeah.
And then also on top of that, they can divvy up what the internet is. And they've tried to do this before. Even like when I was talking about like with DVDs and whatnot, when the internet first came about, there was a big there was a law that was being put in place, and then as of recently until like the early 2000s, they brought it back up. and it got shot the fuck down in the Supreme Court. They wanted to divvy up the internet. You know how like your cable is? They wanted to do that with the internet. Like, okay, so you want the Google package, you have to pay for the Google package.
Breaking apart
Do
the
you
foundation.
want to go to YouTube? That's part of a package. So they wanted to carve up the internet, which is already supposed to be free and independent and open sourced.
Yeah.
And they wanted to carve it up like you get the HBO package, you get the Stars package, you get the Showtime package.
Because literally that's the last free territory.
That's
on
the
this
only way they're
planet.
gonna make money.
Well, yeah, but it's the last free
That's
stuff
all I care
that's
about.
out there
And you
in
know what the
world.
sad thing is? Do you know what the highest money market or like the highest cash flow industry now is in this country?
It's not entertainment.
The internet. The internet generates more money through startups and everything else in this country.
So if they leave it alone, it would have been fine. Is what you're saying, right?
What they're claiming is it going to be fine, but they want to control everything. They want to control what you're saying. It's like it would be like communist China, how they already filter propaganda or what they deem as being propaganda. It's the same thing. Now all of a sudden CBS can go, "Hey, I don't like this third party web," and that's the other thing too.
Freedom of speech is gone.
Big problem with SOPA is independent third party media. The Huffington Post, what you were just looking at,
Yeah.
all what Alex Jones, all these other podcasts.
It's gone.
Podcasts would be completely eradicated. Even though podcasts are completely free right now, eradicated. All third party media that I go to every single day, done.
Huh.
The Guardian, gone. Anything that doesn't apply to what they think are their values and their what do you call that? Personal agendas.
It's
That's the big underlying tone. It doesn't state that in the law because the law the bankers and the corporate media are making up this law and they say, well, we're not going to do it. We just want to stop peer-to-peer sharing. Again, you're never going to stop peer-to-peer sharing because apparently
you could just type in the IP address.
IP address.
And you
It's
know what?
so easy.
You know what the thing
Yeah.
about peer-to-peer sharing? Like, yeah, it may affect the profits a little bit, but not that much. You
Well,
know,
once people know IP numbers, and that's it.
Pirating. There's a way. You know, ISO Hunt. You can't look up ISO Hunt in this country anymore.
What?
No, you can't. Oh no, is it ISO Hunt? Yeah, you can't.
like
You
I
can
would've heard of
search it, but you can't download from ISO Hunt. They outlawed it in the United States. They ban your IP address from that thing. You know how you get around it? Anonymous.
An iMouse?
Anonymous. You can go to anonymous.com.
Oh, we just got canceled.
You can go to, if you ever wanted to search on ISO Hunt and you want to download now, you go to anonymous.com. You type that in, then what it does is it fakes your IP address to look like a German IP address. And then you, from Anonymous, you type in ISO Hunt and boom, you get the full access to
yeah.
it.
That's
It
how you do
reroutes.
it. I think it's the army. Yep, you're done for. Alright, let's just close this up. There, I'm being pinned. Ow.
It doesn't matter. People have to,
Guantanamo Bay can't hold all of us.
yeah.
There's only 4 of us. Maybe not you. You'll probably break out.
I'm just
Quick thing before we close this out. You know, you don't find it funny that Guantanamo Bay is technically in Cuba?
Well, Cuba
Well-
is a territory, isn't it?
Well, no, it's
Bullshit.
not.
Oh,
Cuba's
sorry,
its own
Puerto
country.
Rico. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
mixing them up.
No, I was wondering how come it is in Cuba. Do we make a deal with him?
How come it is in Cuba is right. How
Oh,
come-
because we can abuse them and it's
how
on
come
American
how come
soil.
you
so
have
whatever.
you have shitty healthcare and they do and they don't? You know they have better healthcare than you do.
That's what I
An
hear.
American citizen.
America.
Ponder that.
Cash
Liz,
row?
can you just like shut up for a second? You're speaking way too much right
I
now.
know, right?
Yeah.
Fuck up. No, Barrio, my reasoning for why Guantanamo Bay is, as a state, is like they can get away with more human rights abuses because it's far away, it's not in our own backyard. Who's going to say anything?
And be able to patch you up a lot cheaper.
Obama said he was going to shut it down, but he can't.
Oh,
Well,
He's
I
gonna
think-
That was a promise he made to the people 4 years ago.
Ah,
I'm
big
not as
deal.
politically involved ever as like many of my other fellow friends and family, but it seems like Obama made a lot more promises than he thought he could do.
Oh, that's what they always do, Barry. That's nothing new.
Yeah.
Just like 50 Cent said, I walk around like I got an S on my chest. Same thing Obama. Obama was painted as this superhuman character, and he
He's
has
just
to
a-
understand.
Just
like-
Uncle Tom.
I like what Ron Paul stands for. I like what Ron Paul says. There's no way he's changing the federal government. There's just got to be no way. The federal government is a bunch of lobbyists that know how to run the way that they want to run. For you to say, hey, Matt Bauer, as Matt Bauer, hey, Chris, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna change all this other stuff. I'm gonna restructure the government. No, you're not. You're one guy. You
Yeah.
cannot restructure the government. As much as you would like to think that you can restructure the government, this isn't fucking 1772 anymore. 1776 is when we
Well, I
signed
mean,
the
if I'm the
Declaration.
richest man in America, I think I could do it.
Mm-hmm. With your porno empire, right?
I inherited that laugh from Ruben.
I'd like to know at least one of my good qualities spread to somebody.
So before we move on to or close
Pluto
this
password
topic,
is-
could I get another one of these? Is that
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
Go
so
for
I
it.
want to. True.
All right, we'll take a
Want a refill?
no, we'll take a beer timeout.
All right.
But yeah, it's
Cracked him up.
just SOPA. It's bad on every level. It reeks of now that everybody is as bad as Occupy Wall Street may or may not be, or as good as Occupy Wall Street may or may not be. Everybody's aware of civil liberties and civil rights now, and people are blowing whistles left and right, and they know that SOPA stinks to high fucking heaven because no one is willing to trust the government anymore. No one, not the
not at all.
Democrats or not the Republicans, and they understand that once the government has too much power, once has a little bit of power, they're going to abuse it, and that's it. And that's all. Now, mind you, do I think piracy is wrong? Yes. Have I done it before? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it wrong? Yes, absolutely. I agree with that. But there comes a certain point in time where there is supposed to be this happy medium where bands, let's say if we're talking about the music industry, bands would not be where they are without piracy. Yeah,
Yeah,
some bands
piracy-
actually want to be heard via.
I'm not gonna lie, like
And that's a quick way to get your
people start
band.
like pirating our stuff off Vimeo, like our actual material we created and paid money for. Like, yeah, sure, I'd be
Right.
a little upset, but at the same time, like, I'd also be glad that our word's getting out there.
Right.
Yeah, because eventually someone calls for a job. But like,
It gets to a certain point where it has to be either enough is enough or I'm fine where I am.
also, I have a theory on why piracy's been so hot. Like for a while, is because back like when I used to buy CDs and shit, they were like $20 for a CD, and like if you get that shit for free, why the hell would you want to pay $20 for it? And like,
Well, I give you this. There used to be a local record store in town called Slip Disc. I used to spend so much money over there. And
Oh, yeah, I
we
used to
were
spend my
like
local
I've always
record
said, we were the last of a dying breed. We would actually hold a physical, tangible CD with the album art and all that other stuff. People don't care about that. People walk around MP3 players. They just download.
yeah,
stuff
when was
off
the last time you
iTunes.
bought a CD? I don't remember.
Actually,
least-
I bought one 2 years ago.
Last
It's
time was, like,
it's for
5, 6 years ago.
nostalgia purposes.
Exactly,
But
and it's
the-
usually used.
The other
too.
thing too is the first $10 CD I ever bought, I think, or $13 CD I ever bought was the first Black Dahlia Murder full length because
that was a great
Unhollowed.
album. Unhollowed, yeah.
I listened to it in Slip Disc. I'm like, what is this? And he's like, oh, it's some whatever, because they were into punk. I was like, oh, how much is this? Like $13. I'm like, come again? Because I was usually, used to paying $20 to $22.
And especially when you're a little kid, like that shit's fucking
Oh,
expensive.
exactly. It was either I eat or I buy a CD on
Yeah.
Friday. Or I buy sushi on Friday.
Yeah, my sushi on Friday. And like that, if it wasn't for like record companies charging you so much, because the artist doesn't see any of that money. Or very
Well, there's a
little of it.
contract and they get their share or whatever, right?
That contract don't mean shit.
Yes or no? Because now the big problem is that a lot of bands are speaking out against is like programs like Spotify and RDO. They're seeing none of that money. Like this, the streaming stuff, like you pay for play.
What is Spotify exactly? Is it like at Last FM, where
Yeah.
it's like you need a subscription?
You pay for it. I
You
think
pay per
monthly.
month, right? It's like Netflix.
It's like
with music, right?
it's like Rhapsody too. But
Oh.
apparently bands are seeing no money whatsoever. That's why the new Black Keys album wasn't on RDO. Because they're like, dude, it's not because we don't love our fans and we don't want to distribute our music. It's like, we're making no money off of this.
Yeah.
Like, they make like 5 cents off of like every play.
Alright, so I'm not very knowledgeable in the audio recording industry, but from what I assume, don't they have contracts with the actual recording companies and saying you're getting paid this much to make or produce this record?
This is true, I think.
And
but
what, you
I
get money
think-
off of tours.
I
and
think
that's
it's
it,
like
right?
what that huge argument. Remember when the film industry went on strike because the writers wanted more money from like the content from like the DVD sales and all this other stuff?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. They're still getting paid. Like you get paid to write Inception, but then there's also money now that's being made on DVD sales and
Yeah, well,
home
I mean, that's
distribution.
if you're signing
and-
off for royalties.
But
I
that's
don't
but
think
that's
they-
the point though. It is yours.
Well, okay, but that
I-
you have
I
to
think-
know that before you sign
I
it.
think
That's-
Spotify, it's like you get paid. The record company says we're going to give you this much money to produce 3 records on our label.
Mhm.
But now it's like, but wait a minute, we didn't sign for Spotify or we didn't sign for RDO. But
Well,
now the
that's
record
what you
label's
got
go-
to adjust to.
I think that's what's happening because I was so happy. I was like, oh man, new Black Keys album's going to come out.
I love Black.
I'm not going to buy it because I'm going to listen to RDO. I've downloaded all their stuff because I pay. And then I'm like, where is it? And then all of a sudden someone came out and they're like, dude, it's not gonna be on audio because they took it off. I bought it off in iTunes.
It's funny how, like, also, it's completely random a topic, but they took Louis off Netflix, season 2, that is,
Really?
before I even saw it. And they also took off these 2 films a friend of mine named Zach told me to see, called Before Sunset and Before Sunrise. And they're old movies, but, like, there's 10 years in between the 2 of them, because they're both, like, connected.
2 separate films.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was just curious as to why that happened, too, because I was, like, literally ready to just sit there
Maybe
and
the
watch it.
contract got expired or something.
Maybe
like
it
that.
did. I don't know. Maybe some of the company. But I feel like, honestly, as much as it may suck for the artist, they just have to read that fine print, because the people who are actually paying for all that recording equipment, budget, everything, they do technically own the rights to whatever.
Yeah, it depends
And they choose to distribute how they
whose name is
choose.
on the dotted line. A lot of this shit is because what Barrett's talking about. These guys don't read their contracts, or like they're too young. They money, and they just sign it, and not
I
look
mean,
at it.
I know, like, that's why people like George Clooney wants to be an executive producer. Like, he wasn't up in the air, you know, like, money falls into his hands, and he has an actual say in the matter of the movie and where it goes, as well as Kevin Spacey for The Social Network. Like, he knows the real path that movie, the product itself, is going.
But it's also because he has a small financial backing, and he understands that he has a fan basis that will already go out to see his movie no matter what. There's a lot of people out there that absolutely despise Kevin Smith. Like, thinks he's extremely overrated.
See, I saw Red State the other day. I'm like, wow, Kevin Smith put it down, and I like
it's
how
good
I
movie.
love Red State.
a good film.
I mean, that's a whole nother
More to the point, Michael Parks put it down with that fucking monologue.
Yeah, oh my god, dude. I love when he shoots the DEA deputy in the head, dude. I was like, yeah, fucking DEA, eat a fucking
John
bullet.
Goodman knows how to fucking rock and roll, even if
He
he's
does.
supporting.
But I think it's like the same thing, because I mean, like, we were in school when the screen the
2008 Screenwriters Guild,
Yeah.
Guild one
when it
strike.
shut down, like, we're like, what's going on? Why is this happening? And it was like, well, you know, the writers and everybody else that produces the content before they bring it to film, they want more money.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't in their contracts. So it may be the fact that the recording artists don't have that in their contracts, because it's a relatively new way of distributing their music. I mean,
Well, come
2
on, I mean,
years
like-
ago, there was nothing like that. I mean, Rhapsody was one of the only ones that had a streaming thing.
Yeah, like, I only heard about Pandora maybe a couple years ago,
But,
and
I
it
mean,
was
like,
kind of like hot.
I
news.
stumbled upon RDO off a whim. Like, I forget where it was. It was like, like there was a small banner that said the future of radio, the future of music, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I clicked on it, and I'm like, $9 a month? Hell yeah, I'll try it for a month.
But I mean, I feel like, look, I'm not as legally aware with contracts as most other folks, but then there should be clauses in there saying, like, you know, this is allowed to be adjusted under, you know, new circumstances and distribution methods that these companies make.
It was like
Because-
renewed every year, you know, or some
Yeah, or
shit.
something like
Yeah,
that,
no,
yeah,
exactly.
But you're
just like
talking
that.
about a company, though. I mean,
Well, that's
we're
when
talking about
fucking
big business.
everyone's got to read the print.
We're
'cause, I
talking
mean,
about big business.
all right, you know where I'm coming from. You financially produce
Bigger than
numbers
a
of
movie.
your own.
I
Hear me
financially
out, hear me
produce a
out.
lot of things.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Produce that dick. No, but hear me out. You
Say it with your
financially-
chest.
Did you solely financially produce your senior thesis?
Yes.
So then, you, in theory, wouldn't you feel like if you didn't have a say in the matter of how it's distributed or how much money you're getting, like that in turn, it should affect you more than anyone else, because you're the one that's spending your paychecks on it. You know, you're the one that's putting your name and dime on the
And
line.
then we're going back to SOPA about how file sharing. Remember with the Hurt Locker?
We left it.
No, but remember with the Hurt Locker?
What
How-
about okay.
Because the Hurt Locker got extremely popular, then they sued and they went after everybody who peer-to-peered it. You don't remember that?
No, I don't. I don't.
It wasn't according to. It was the production company, because they won Oscars for it. They're like, oh man, the Hurt Locker's in the limelight, so now we're gonna go and sue everybody who pirated the Hurt Locker. If the Hurt Locker didn't do squat, if it wasn't up for
They'd
an
be
Oscar,
like, yeah, pirate the shit out of this
they
motherfucking
wouldn't have
movie.
said anything.
Yeah.
But now, because now, does that make it just? No, it doesn't make it just, because if you pirate something, you're doing something illegal. That's it.
Of course.
Same thing. Like if I'm gonna do 75 from miles an hour from home to work,
Doesn't make it legal.
I'm breaking the law. If
Yeah.
I skip, go through a stop sign, I'm still breaking the
It's
law.
just they're noticing that there is profit to be missed.
That's all these motherfuckers care about. is dollars.
only when profit is at stake will people pursue something.
Doesn't matter if someone's
That also
getting hurt,
reflects-
someone's getting injured. If there's money involved, Oh, we're going after it. It's all of a
But-
sudden a big deal now.
You want to wrap this episode, and start a new one, and we go on to other topics? Because I got like things to talk about.
Okay.
I got some shit I didn't get a chance to read fucking King
Alright,
of Idiots
so-
again.
That's okay. It's literally just like it just needs to make sense.
So,
That's all I care about.
I'm
Well-
glad you care about that.
the bottom line, people, is if you don't know your rights, you should learn your rights, and you should understand about the world around you and about government. Even if you're not politically motivated or you're not politically affiliated, it's not enough to be not politically affiliated or to understand what the laws are affecting you nowadays.
Yeah.
Laws affect you regardless if you have a good job, if you have a bad job. There's still people that are behind the curtains every day manipulating your life, whether you like it or not, or whether you know it or not. I'm not saying to become, the next senator or congressman or whatnot. Just become aware of things, because there's a lot of things that, to quote Immortal Technique, people have been manipulating, what you watch and what you see from what, and what in the air that you breathe since day one of birth. So, with that, get affiliated, learn about SOPA, learn about all these rights that are being stripped away from you.
And if someone gives you a contract and you don't know a few words about it, that could affect the whole thing. Get a lawyer to someone to read it.
Or fucking just read it for yourself, man.
Well,
Come on,
if you
give
can't
me
understand
a break.
word, if you can't even look it up on your Wikipedia,
Now,
shut
Barry,
down.
let's pull an anti-flag, and what would you recommend a good website or newsletter, anything, just to check out on these type of
Guardian. There's a magazine. There's a magazine from the UK called The Guardian.
I've
I
heard
think
of it
it's
before.
Guardian.uk. It's a very good publication. It talks a lot about it's international. So it does UK, it does United States, it does football, it does NHL, it does everything. Really good.
UK is fucked up right now.
Person who made me very aware of that is Mr. Jello Biafra from the Dead Kennedys.
Oh, I love Jello. Jello
So,
is the man.
If you want a non-mainstream newspaper to actually read, if you're online is your thing, go to theguardian.uk. It's a really good. They have good little off-ad pieces as well. So all I'm saying is, Counting Sheep against SOPA, you should be too. To my left.
Elizabeth.
Brian Rubin, your Minister of Information, and the truest player hater of them all.
Play hate his ball.
Matt.
And I'm Sheep. You're counting on me. Take it easy, guys.